Hello! Welcome back from your coffee. Was it nice? Did you have a donut? I wish I did a donut. Did they have donuts or biscuits? Anything? They did. Thank you, Nicholas. Right. If there's any travel sector that gets, frankly, as bad a rap as the airlines from climate activists, it's the cruise industry. But hang on. Green Globe certification, zero emissions, slow cruising. Maybe there are some forward-thinking pioneers out there in the sector. And yes, there is one, because we are talking today about sustainable cruising. Of course, cruising offers an unrivaled experience in the open seas, but now it's vital that these vessels operate on the seas sustainably. From equipment to itinerary planning, what does cruising have to teach us? It's my great pleasure to introduce a pioneer on this, a company that's pioneering. Please welcome on stage Wassim Daoud, Head of CSR and Sustainability for PONANT.
Hello, everybody. I'm really sorry I don't have the right dress code. Cool man. I was not informed about that, but next time maybe I will have the right shoes and jean. So yeah, it's me about 5 years ago. So this morning we learned a lot about sustainability and the big issues we have today. I like Spain because a lot of music around. And maybe the next slide, I prepared the presentation, sure, but yeah, here. No. Yeah, it's better. Okay, so I'm head of sustainability of a very interesting company, and at the same time in a very complicated situation, because maybe you know a lot about the cruise bashing. We are in a cruise industry which is under a lot of pressure, social and media pressure, because we think that we are polluting the world, we are polluting our planet. Of course, any human activity. Can you close the door, please? Sorry. Muchas gracias, señor. Of course, any activity, any human activity has impact. We have to know that. But maybe small information for you. We have around 100,000 commercial ships in the world and only less than 500 cruise ships. But the difference that the other ships, containers, the big container ship, for example, are not visible. They are not in the center of the cities. They are not visible. They are not under the focus of the social and media pressure. So, in terms of quantity, they are more important than the 500 cruise ships. But unfortunately, the cruise ships are, in general, close to the cities, close to the citizens, so they are really visible. So my company called PONANT is a French cruise company, Luxury One. A big story, 35 years ago, we began with the first sailing ship, Le PONANT, and the last one, I don't know, the last one, Commandant Charcot, is the last ship. We have a fleet of 13 ships, 13 plus one, because we just bought a catamaran but for us, it's not a cruise ship; it's another industry. So since the beginning, we used to have the same philosophy of discovering the world with the respect of the nature and the human life. And we're still using the same philosophy up to now. This philosophy now we called, because we need marketing, you know, we call this philosophy explore to inspire. It means how to explore to the world and inspiring our guests, our passengers. We are really focused on the respect of the nature and the human, because we are hosted, we are welcomed by this human, we look local communities, local biodiversities, local nature, and we have to take care of this. And as you can see, we are the first and the only cruise line having the Green Globe certification, and the Green Globe certification is a sustainable tourism certification. It is very difficult to have this certification, and you are happy to have that. Just only maybe a scope for this conference. We just finished the audit of the B Corp certification. For those who know, the B Corp certification is the Benefit Corporation certification, which is the highest sustainability certification in the world. I hope that we can obtain the certification before the end of the year. Okay, I don't know if you know the word Weiji. It's a Chinese word. And this word means at the same time risk and opportunity. So for the Chinese people, risk is at the same time opportunity. You know, the last couple of years, we faced a lot of constraints, and we still have this constraints. COVID, wars in Ukraine, Russia, and the Middle East now. The energy, the increase of the cost of the energy, also the climate change. It's also risk, but it could be an opportunity. So for our company, we consider this as an opportunity. So we have to be able to absorb these constraints and to make them as an opportunity. So during the COVID, we had a lot of time. So our ships were on dock. So we had time to think about the future. And we were, in our company, we had 6 groups to think about the strategy of the company after the COVID. And one of the groups was about the sustainability. And from each department, we have one people from each department to think about the sustainability after the COVID. And we also included partners like big business partners, like a group of guests and suppliers. And we built together our new sustainable strategy up to 2026. The idea is to work on 3 pillars. The first one, of course, we have to preserve nature and human health, but also we have to improve the well-being, because the manpower is very important for us. And the third pillar is involve the stakeholders. We talked this morning about the collaborative action, and it is very important to work through all the value chain of the journey of the cruise. So we have to include our suppliers, we have to include the passengers, we have to include authorities, guests, and of course scientists. So in our new strategy, we added this new pillar to have more impact, not only from our ships, but also through all the value chain. Of course, we have this challenge of the climate change, like all the actors of the tourism. we have a big goal to be carbon neutral in 2040, but before that, we have another step to reduce by 30% our carbon emission in 2030. So the challenge is very important because we have a new fleet. Our ships are quite new, so the margin of improvement is shorter, but we already started to use alternative fuels, decarbonized fuels. We fitted all the ships with shore power to connect the ships into the grid to use the electricity of the port. We, of course, have the wind propulsion on board our sailing ship, and now we have another scope for you. We just received yesterday the approval of the innovation fund from Europe to design our new zero emission ship, and we will be the first cruise ship with zero emission during all the operations. Now we have a hybrid ship. With the hybrid ship, we can have 2 to 8 hours a day of zero emission. With this new design, we will have a zero emission ship for all the operations, and it will be a big challenge because we will use more than 6 different sources of energies on board. I will not detail all the initiatives, but we are working also on the reduction of all the emissions, air pollution. We are already zero single-use plastic, so it's also a big work we did to eliminate all the plastics. And I was surprised today, for example, with these metal bottles. For me, it's not a good choice because we replaced plastic bottles, maybe 10, 15 grams plastic bottles by 150 grams of metal bottles, but for one single use. So we have maybe to think also about these details in such event. We started also after this new strategy to include science on board our ship. So since 3 years ago now, we hosted more than 60 scientific projects on board, more than 200 scientists from all over the world, and we invested 2 million euro per year for science. So we have a ship, Le Commandant Charcot, fitted with 2 labs, real scientific labs. It's not like toys, no, real equipments with scientific labs and with engines to discover the polar regions. We also work on the increasing the awareness of our guests, because it's very important for us to improve the education of our guests to be able to modify the business model. Because as we discussed yesterday, Christian, if we build the zero emission ship, of course, the cost will be more expensive than a traditional ship. So we have also to modify the mindset, to improve the education of our guests, to prepare the next generation of traveling. It's not easy, it's not only the question of to have the tool, but also to have the market. Of course, we have also a big work with the local communities, because we respect these communities and we work together to co-build the itineraries, the activities locally, and we have to respect them and to learn from them and about what we can do and promote their local heritage. I can give you really a case study in Greenland, because it's a real thing we can show. For example, we are working with local associations to promote the music, the dance, the hunting mode, and we are sharing that with our passengers who really appreciate this proximity with the local communities. We also involve local guides. They have a big positive impact on the guest experience. Also, we invited youth people in our headquarters in the south of France, in Marseille, to share with our people, with our internal staff, their experience and their way of life. And it was really a very, very nice experience. And since 2 years now, we deliver fresh food to the east coast of Greenland, because we have this icebreaker, the Commandant Charcot, and we can bring to them the fresh food early in the season. We send also ambassadors from our staff to the community to share our own philosophy and to participate to local activities like the construction of the traditional house. We do scouting to prepare the itineraries with local guides and with local activities, tourism activities like the dogs slides. And of course, we have also scientific projects locally. I will go faster, but if you're interested, I can discuss with you later. I finished with this short video, only 2 minutes. And, okay? Is it okay for the time? Thank you very much. We don't have the sound yet. We don't have the sound, please.
Wondrous treasures of our planet. PONANT is committed every day to the protection of the environment and respect for indigenous communities. Starting with the design of our ships, we implement innovative technologies to reduce our environmental impact. The compact size of our ships, their design and the materials used help minimize our impact on the ozone layer and delicate marine ecosystems. PONANT invents the luxury polar exploration ship, the very first of its kind in the world. Its main innovation is the use of liquefied natural gas, the greenest energy on the market. Its equipment surpasses the current regulatory requirements of the International Maritime Organization and even anticipates their evolution. To make every cruise valuable, Le Commandant Charcot will house a mobile laboratory for use by scientists. Ultimately, our entire fleet can serve as logistical support for scientific research. When conceiving our cruises, we carry out an inventory of the biodiversity of the places we plan to visit. New itineraries are only validated after environmental studies and meetings with local groups to ensure their agreement and involvement. Working on the premise we protect better what we know, we want to make our passengers ambassadors of the places they visit. Specialists and naturalist guides bring their expertise to the landings and extend the experience on board during informative presentations. We build our itineraries in collaboration with local communities. We buy locally when we can, without impacting the resources needed by the local communities. PONANT is committed to the preservation of traditional cultures and practices. For example, we support the Upernavik Fab Lab organization, which trains members of the Inuit community to maintain traditional skills and crafts. Actively engaged, PONANT supports many organizations and companies working for the protection of the poles and the environment. Our strong sustainable development policy has earned us many prestigious awards. Our resolve goes even further. we want to show that only sensitive, reasonable and sustainable tourism is responsible tourism.
Thank you so much.